Hello, hello, and welcome back to another moon ceremony. I'm Safrianna Lughna, the Queer Spirit Guide. And as always, it is a pleasure to be here with you. Tonight's been an interesting tech night. I was literally just setting up and I couldn't get my music to stop playing in the studio. But I finally got it figured out. So let's just send a little blessing to the technology and hope that it all keeps working as intended. Oh, it has been a really strange, energetic time here in the collective these past few weeks. We just came out of our first eclipse season of the year, and I feel like everyone I know was feeling it big time. So, if you are watching, whether live or in the replay, please feel free to let me know how it's been for you. Uh, Feel free to say hi in the chat. Let us know where you're tuning in from. As always, if you feel comfortable, part of the reason I run these moon ceremonies the way that I do is so that no one has to out themselves. No one has to come out of the spiritual closet. No one has to, you know, participate in any way that's not comfortable for them. So you get to receive this experience, however, is authentic to you throughout the duration of the ceremony and take and leave the parts that are for you. So let's start, as we always do, by tuning into the energy of this particular moon and this moment. This is our pink moon in Libra. Now, I wanted to read something from my moon journal about the pink moon. And it says the cushions of blossoming phlox moss are thought to have inspired indigenous American cultures to name this moon accordingly. The cycle is best spent deepening your connection with nature, which makes a lot of sense. You know, it's beautiful spring season out there. I've been loving walking on the ground cover of flowers and clover and just seeing everything in bloom. So this is a beautiful time of blooming. And it being a Libra full moon is really calling us to look at our relationships. Now, before I got started, I felt really called to pull a random card from one of my decks, my sacred geometry deck, and the passion card came out. So feel free to take a moment to just look at this beautiful passion card, this bright, vibrant energy. And this card represents that beneath all of our intense emotions, there are hidden gems of insight, balance, and calm. And we can find our balance within this intensity to move essentially from chaos into calm. And that is where we have that seat of wisdom. So that is the invitation tonight, is to really be with the calm in the midst of the chaos, so that you can tune into your passion and find the hidden gems of insight that are there. Now, this, Libra full moon is in Aries season, and energetically, what's really interesting about this is Libra is very called by relationship. It's very beautiful and ruled by Venus. It's very much like wealth and your self-worth and beauty and things like that. And then Aries is this very individual, fiery, powerful energy that almost like pushes this individuality. And so, with this relationship versus individuality tension coming in, I really feel this invitation right now to look at what is right for us in relationships, what is balanced for us in relationships, what we want to give, what we want to receive, and how do we give and take in genuine reciprocity and genuine balance or harmony, whatever that looks like for us. And so Libra can very much be like, I need someone to love me because I'm not anyone until I'm loved. And Aries is like, no, you want your freedom and you should not settle for anything unless it absolutely lights you up. So we're being invited into the balance here of really looking at, again, what is right for us in relationships? What are we letting go of in relationships? What's right for us? It's a big time in the world right now. It's just so chaotic and so much swirl and chaos collectively happening that we're really being invited to get into ourselves, to drop deep and see what is for us, what is there within love, in relationship, And how do we have more harmony and balance in that? Because collectively, there's not the greatest amount of harmony and balance right now. So we are here to anchor that down into ourselves and to really be the love, be the beauty, be the offering of harmony to one another and to ourselves, right? We benefit from that harmony. So let's go ahead and set some intentions. I'm going to drop some intention setting statements in the chat here. But I invite you to think about, with this Libra full moon energy, what are you letting go of when it comes to relationships? What are you calling in? What are you inviting more of into your life? And whatever's coming up for you here, I'm going to write my intention down as well. But I invite you to go ahead and take some moments to write down your intentions for the next 2 weeks or so. And maybe you're looking at fairness in how you show up in relationships. Maybe you're considering how you can be more accountable in relationships. There is this energy of accountability that's here with this Libra full moon as well. So, how do you want to connect more to nature? That's an invitation here as well. So, go ahead and take a moment to write down your intention. And as always, you're welcome to share with me in the chat. You're welcome to DM me or keep it to yourself. But go ahead and set an intention. And again, these intentions might be around love or relationships, nature, beauty. No right or wrong here. And while you're continuing to jot down your intentions, I just want to say that, it's also interesting that we are finally coming out of Venus retrograde, technically tomorrow if you're watching this live, but if you're watching the replay on the day of the actual full moon, which is Saturday, we are coming out of that Venus retrograde. And that Venus retrograde has also been inviting us to look at relationships and harmony and balance and, what we need and what we need to communicate. And that, I would say, is the biggest invitation, is to communicate. Now that we're coming out of the retrograde, maybe we can really bring some things to the table with more clarity now. So as we're continuing to write down our intentions, I'm going to go ahead and move us towards our energy clearing. You might begin to notice as you are journaling or tuning into what's alive for you that there might be some thoughts coming in, thoughts that say, oh, that's not possible, or that's not for me, or that's never going to happen. Whatever negative thoughts, if any, come in, or sensations, we're going to just allow there to be a gentle clearing here. So again, taking your time if you want to write down or journal more about your intentions. While also beginning to notice any thoughts or stories, sensations of limitation that might be here in this particular moment. And as we are at a full moon, I'm just going to really invite you to energetically, emotionally, spiritually clear out anything from this past month, from full moon to full moon, that has felt heavy, draining, releasing anything that doesn't feel aligned or like self anymore. Releasing, releasing, releasing. I invite you to just tune into the physical body here, even if you're continuing to journal. And just see if you can relax your shoulders a little more or release any tension in your jaw. Releasing, releasing, releasing. You get to have more love. You get to have healthier relationships. You get to be in harmony with yourself and with others. You get to be one with nature. All of these things are here for you and more. And more. In this big full moon cauldron, all of this energy is here for you to use to illuminate what you want. So just releasing anything here and now that says you're not allowed to have what you want. Once again, releasing any limiting beliefs or stories that hold you back from stepping into your full vibrance. An invitation to breathe in deeply and call yourself home. And as you exhale, let go of anything that's not you, that doesn't belong to you, that is not self. And we're going to move into a time of visualization here. I always like to say here that you don't have to have your eyes closed. You don't even have to visualize anything. You might get a sense, you might hear, you might know. There's no right or wrong here. You're welcome to journal. You're welcome to get up and move. But this guided visualization is just meant to drop you inward and connect you with the energy that's here. So receive it as is authentic for you. And when we come back out, we'll pull some cards for the collective. So once again, I'll just invite you to tune back into the breath, whether the eyes are opened or closed, whether you choose to go deep within or continue journaling. An invitation to breathe and be. Once again, each breath calling you back home to yourself. Each exhale, gently letting go of any distractions, tension. Breathing and being. And as we breathe here, I'll invite you to recall a recent unconditionally loving moment. It could be giving your animal companion kisses. It could be a moment with a loved one. It could be a moment out in nature, just a moment of unconditional love and connection. And if nothing comes to mind, you can always imagine yourself in a sea of your favorite animal. Just allowing this feeling of unconditional love to begin to expand in your being, spreading from head to toe, limb to limb. And then we'll drop from the thinking mind down into the heart space, where we'll allow the feeling of unconditional love to begin to open a portal within the heart. And this portal opens to a scene where the first thing you notice is a giant set of scales. Those old school scales with a balance on the left and the right, and a central pillar holding both up. And right now, it's in perfect balance as you look through the left and the right, in perfect balance. And as you step through this portal into this scene, you begin to notice the scales immediately shift, wobbling, reorienting as your energy begins to enter the space. Calibrating, attempting to see, to measure what you're bringing to the table. As you step out into this space, I invite you to call on any angels, ancestors, guardians, or guides who wish to be here with you as you observe the state of your inner balance. Allowing any guides to appear. And knowing you can call on an animal here. If no guide has clearly appeared, you can invite an animal to enter the space with you. Just taking a moment to notice who is gathering to support you. So, as you begin to orient back to your scale, we're going to begin to take a mental inventory and put things on the scales. On the left side, we'll begin with all the ways that you're being, the ways you're taking care of yourself, putting on the scale your self care, noticing the ways you're tuning inward to your dreams and your desires. All the ways you're taking space, making room for yourself to feel, to heal, to integrate. This is the side of your desire, the side of the subconscious, the side of flow. How much flow are you allowing in your life? Allowing this to be seen. And then looking to the right side. And on this, we're going to put all the ways you're doing, all the ways you're taking action. So think about and put them on the scale, all the work type tasks you've been performing, the projects you've been completing, all the showing up that you've been doing in relationships, holding space, or taking action. Noticing the ways you're showing up in your body right now, in physicality, using that physical energy. All of these things on the scale. And now just taking a step back to look, to notice. How is your ratio, your balance of doing to being, giving to receiving, taking action to resting? Are you doing more than is fully aligned for you? Or are you being more than allows you to move forward on your goals? Both of these energies are important. It's important to rest and to take action. Important to do and be. Where can you add or take something off of this scale to help balance the equation? Do you need to add a little bit more self-care, more slow time? Or do you need to simply take some things off your plate in your to-do list? Just notice any internal impressions. And then see if your guides, guardians, have any messages for you around this particular theme of balance. Listening. And then just once again, taking a step back to look at the scale, this symbolic representation of your own inner state of harmony and balance with doing and being right here, right now. Knowing it's ever shifting, ever changing, and that you have power. You have power to influence this. And maybe make a choice for yourself here on what you intend, knowing what you've seen here. And then simply planting that seed. You can even see these scales shrink down tiny, 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 so that you can plant it like a seed in your heart space, something you can check back in on. But there's another kind of balance for us to tune into here, another type of harmony for us to assess. So just taking a moment to land in this environment, your scales shrunk down, tucked away, and you can just take a seat wherever you're at. Your guides sitting down with you, and you held in this circle of support of all the others here doing this work, feeling that interconnected web of life, and perhaps even imagining the web that connects, the threads that connect across space and time, from you to others, each being connected in this web of life. But what I want to balance is to find those threads, those cords, that webbing that connects us to our most powerful relationships, whether that is powerfully giving, powerfully draining, powerfully reciprocal and balanced or harmonious. Just begin to take stock of what relationships are pulling on you, tugging on your heartstrings, connected to you. Who are your major relationships with? And just allowing yourself to feel into the cords connecting you to each of those relationships. And noticing where they feel good, light, loving, compassionate, and where they feel challenged or challenging, where they feel maybe sticky, maybe they feel charged. Maybe the cord actually feels like it's draining you when you think about that relationship. Just noticing, no judgment here, but getting curious. Can you change the flow of any of these cords? Are there any that you're ready to release? Are there any that you are longing to let go of? And can you? Or is there an opportunity to change that energetic flow, to rebalance the equation. Where can you give more? Where can you receive more? Where can you take accountability? Where can you ask for more or different? Where can you communicate better? Just allowing these answers to be here naturally as they arise, knowing you can come back to them, that you can tune into these threads connecting you to your major relationships or to any relationship and see how it feels, how it looks, what the energy or vibration is, if it's clear and bright or dull and stagnant. Just noticing. And once again, setting some intentions here. If there's a way that you know you can invite in more balance or more harmony, anything you've observed about how you could communicate, take ownership, ask for something. And then once again, diffusing the attention back out to that interconnected whole web of life, all relationships, everyone. No relationship more important than any other. Just seeing the interconnectedness. And then gently pulling the attention back from the web to once again ask your guides if there are any messages for you around connection or relationship at this time, and listening. And then knowing these cords are connected to you and others, and that you can have your sacred boundaries, you can withdraw connection, you can establish connection, you can strengthen, you can weaken, you can do whatever you want. You are a sovereign and sacred human being, and you have the power of your boundaries. But simply inviting more harmony in here, maybe resolving or intending to allow more in your relationships, to allow there to be deeper connection, deeper capacity, expansion, whatever you need. And then we'll release this too. Turning to your guides and thanking them for being here, thanking your higher self for taking this moment to bask in the light and see those hidden places where things might not be so harmonized, might not be balanced in your own unique way. Knowing you have the power to shift, to change, to grow, to ask, to receive. Just taking a final moment here just to look around, see if there are any final messages for you to hear. And then in your own time and way, stepping back through that portal of the heart. And if the eyes are closed, you can gently blink them open in your own time. Take some moments as you come back into the space to look around. Call this the no tiger twist. Looking behind you, above you, left, right. Just letting your nervous system know where you're at. As always, I like to confront some of the challenging things, right? Like, where are we out of balance? And balance is unique to every human. There is no perfect balance, no one equation. I don't love the idea of balance being 50-50 in anything because it's not often unless it's literally like weights or something that can be measured. But our own unique balance will feel harmonized. So I like that word harmony too, because it describes the state that we're looking for within, feeling harmonized with our life and our relationships. So that's really what's here in this energy when I tune in right now, is this energy of how do we create more harmony? Again, look around, not super harmonized out there right now. So let's go ahead and draw some cards for the collective. As always, if you want to drop any observations in the chat, any guides, any images that came up, you can always DM them to me. Why are these feeling very similar to a recent moon call? This is interesting. All right. So the first is ancestral realm. So this is, look around, generational trauma. Generational trauma exists so much in the ancestral realm, and so many of our ancestors are begging us to do better right now. So that is the first thing that's here for us in this space of Libra, is how do we heal our lineage and have our boundaries to have healthier relationships than we've had in the past? Because they've created a lot of karma. The tension, the fighting, the war, the genocide, the you name it, has really messed some collective shit up. And we are still trying to undo that within ourselves and within our communities, within our countries, and so on and so forth. The world at large continues to need karmic release and ancestral healing. So this is here for us at this time for a reason. We're here doing big work. The next card is Arcturian light codes. And this is really here to remind us that the light is within us, and we can take the light to shine on the shadow. And the shadow is not supposed to be scary or bad or wrong. It's supposed to be harmonized. It's supposed to help us co-create balance. Oh, by the way, if you hear this like little scratchy sound in the background, my cat was deciding to kick during the meditation, and it was all I could do to hold it together because she's so darn cute. I was like, if I open my eyes, it's all over. So I didn't open my eyes. But she's reminding us too, we have to reclaim our power. We have to embody what we're here to be, because these two cards together especially are like in the evolution of what our ancestors were doing. We are the evolutionary line here, meant to be doing greater than our ancestors were even able to do. There's so much potential at our fingertips to thrive. And yet, you know, this karmic story of power and control continues to be here. So, how can we step into more love? How can we step into more light and make room for that shadow? Not in a like we have to push it all away, but we get to pull it up to the surface with the heart of source, our all encompassing love, our unconditional acceptance for all for all beings, for all history, the acceptance that it was that way, but it doesn't have to be moving forward. She's so darn cute. Yes. So, this heart of source, how can we bring even more love in and even more just acceptance for ourselves? And in our relationships, what this Libra and Aries energy together are really bringing up for me just is that we're allowed to have our boundaries. We're allowed to be direct. I've had like so many hard conversations over the last couple of weeks. And what I've encountered in every single one of them is if I was direct, compassionate, and honest, completely authentic, no matter how scary it was. But I approached it with compassion, directness, and my true heart, that the conversations went fine because I've curated people around me to do the karmic work, to heal the lineage, to build more compassion. So if you are trying to draw your boundaries, you're trying to be direct and compassionate with people, and they meet you with hatred and push you away and demean you or ridicule you, they're not for you. They're not the people you're going to do the healing work with. The healing work comes with the people we can have challenging, frictiony conversations with, and maybe even rupture, maybe even, upset, hurt feelings, and still come back together in communication and health. So there is so much capacity for this all-encompassing love for us here. We just have to choose and accept that unconditional love is available to us. And then it's so much easier to give it to others. So, as always, I'd love to hear what came up for you in this, and just how this lunar energy is treating you. It is, just a wild, weird time to be alive right now. And the most important thing that we can do is be loving, passionate to ourselves first, so that we have the capacity to give that out to others. So, as we wind down to the end of our time today, I just want to remind you that if you want to participate in these moon ceremonies regularly, I am live every two-ish weeks, more or less, for a full moon and a new moon ceremony. And these are intended for you to be able to drop in and make that space for yourself, just to see and scan what's going on in here, because it is a really topsy-turvy world right now. So you can head over to livinglunas.com/moon and get on the email list. You can also, of course, subscribe to YouTube. That is the best place to watch these. Fun fact, Facebook is now setting all of my videos to private, and I have to go in and manually change each and every one. So if you never want to miss my content, please go subscribe to the YouTube, because that is definitely the best place to find it. But I am just deeply loving all of you as we navigate this time together, because it's scary, it's uncertain. One of our biggest things we're afraid of is uncertainty, but we have the capacity to do this together. And again, it starts within us. So the hardest source is within each and every one of us. We're here to do evolutionary downloads and do better than our ancestors, but our ancestors are here reminding us that there's deeper work to be done and that we can do better than them. That's the energy that's here right now. So don't hesitate to reach out, my friends. If you need any assistance, you can always get on a call with me. Come join our community, hang out in Discord. We are here to support. And if you have the means and desire to do so, please feel free to donate at livinglunas.com. Donate so that I can continue to do these for everyone who has an internet connection and can tune in, who wants to. That's why I love to do these this way. So I am sending you lots and lots of love. I hope that you can treat yourself kindly in this full moon Libra energy. And remember that we are finally leaving Venus retrograde. So hopefully we'll feel a little bit more capable of communicating in our relationships and really tuning back into the love. The invitation is here to love, 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 be love, spread love. Yeah, be the dream that you have for the world. That is your power. So I love you. I see you. I believe in you. And I'm cheering you on as always. I will be back in a couple of weeks for our next moon, which is the Taurus new moon. So that'll be fun. Coming out of this very topsy-turvy time, I'm hoping for a little more stability. All right, my friends, until next time, I'm Safrianna Lughna, the Queer Spirit Guide, and I love you so much.